Hello everybody, it is your girl Bria Van Kooten and welcome back to Bria Loves Music. We are back with our second video of the day. We have Halle's debut album. We're going to be talking about her debut album. Yes, Miss Halle Bailey. She dropped her debut album today, Love or something like it. And I already listened to the whole album. I took down some notes. It's basically a review. We're going to be talking about the songs and what I think of them. So yeah, we're not going to chat too much. Let's get right into it. Come on, Calandria, Janae, Roland.
No one calls me that.
We are talking about Janet Jackson. That's my girl, okay? I love Janet. The blueprint, period.
You need your time.
Ah! Hey, look, y'all. I got hot in the sky. Ah! My pain, don't give me hot. So yeah, this album has definitely been anticipated. The girls have been waiting on Halle to drop her debut album, and I am one of the girls because I always say this, I love Chloe and Halle. Like, their music is so good. I wish they give us, I hope they give us another album together because I love them together. And then of course, you know, they separated and Chloe gave us some singles, some songs. She gave us 2 albums. Halle gave us some singles, some songs, and then now she's given us her debut album. So we now get to see them as separate artists versus being Chloe and Halle. Now we get Chloe, Halle, and Chloe. And so yeah, I was excited to hear what Halle is giving for her debut album. And for me, the singles that she's put out so far, I enjoyed the singles. I like the singles. So I know a lot of people that I read on Twitter and stuff, they don't really care for her music. They don't think like that is the genre, her genre, whatever. But I like the singles that she put out. And I enjoyed her music. And let me not say enjoyed in past tense. I enjoy her music and the singles that she released. So I was definitely excited and anticipating hearing what the album was giving. And of course, in the album, she's talking about her relationship, her breakup, you know, her going from in love to heartbreak. And I love when the girls sing about their heartbreak because it just makes for good music, you know? I hate that for them. Like, I hate the heartbreak for them, but it just makes for a good song, you know? And you know, I was trying to come up with a name for Halle because I was like, Beyonce has her Lemonade, Tiana Taylor had her Arizona Iced Tea with her last album, and I was trying to, I don't know, I'm like, what can Halle's be? Y'all comment down below, let me know what y'all gonna give. What's it, Halle's? I don't know, but Halle's basically her Lemonade, you know? Her talking about her relationship, obviously. So yeah, before we get into the album, of course, we have to get into the album artwork. And she is in this red gown with the red shoes. It's black, a black background. And red just symbolizes a lot because red symbolizes strong, powerful, but it also symbolizes sexy, but it also symbolizes hurt and fire, and then it also symbolizes now a breakthrough. Like, it symbolizes so many different things. So the fact that she chose to wear red on the cover, it was a good choice. It was a good choice. I like it. And then coming out, like, I look at it as like she's coming out from the dark because it's like the darkness into like the red, you know? So yeah, I think the album cover is beautiful. She looks beautiful. I love the red lip. And yeah, it was a great choice. Look, come on, legs, all right? But yeah, let's get into the album. It is 15 songs, 41 minutes if you want to listen to it, and that's what it is. So yeah, first things first we have is intro. And the intro song was the preview of the album. When she was previewing the album, when the album was gonna come out, this was the background song that she posted on her reels. So as soon as I started the album and I heard it, I was like, boom, it brought me back to seeing when she was promoting her album. One thing I liked about the intro, it gave like a narration, and the narration was talking about like what the album was gonna be about and what was coming. She mentioned like once upon a time there was a girl who believed in love, like something like that, talking about like love and heartbreak and all that. I thought it was a great intro, a great narration to bring the album in, storytelling. Like we love storytelling. So then after the intro, we get into overtime. And with overtime, I like the double entendre, because she's like, for these niggas working overtime because you couldn't treat her right, because, you know, the new men that now gotta work overtime because now she is coming from like a relationship where she was heartbroken and now going into something new. They gotta work overtime to make her trust again. So she's like, for these niggas working overtime because you didn't treat her right. And then in another verse she says, in another line she says, got this money on my mind, you know? So it's like a double entendre of, they gotta work overtime, but I got this money on my mind, so I'm working overtime because I gotta make these coins. So I love the double entendre of like the overtime. But yeah, overtime was cool. First listen, I was like, it's cool, but those two lines stuck out to me, and I was thinking about, of course, the meaning of the song. So yeah, next we get into Know About Me featuring Glorilla. And when I saw Glorilla, I was like, okay, Halle, we got Glorilla on the album. Yeah, so we got features from Glorilla, Mariah the Scientist, of course, Chloe. She had to have Chloe on her album, and h.e.r. So she has 4 features on the album, which, you know, it was cute. It was cute. So yeah, let's get back to Know About Me. I think Know About Me is a bop. It's definitely a bop. The line that I wrote down was, I'm not innocent. If you could see what you know about me, I'm no angel, but this halo gives you wings. I was like, it's referencing her song Angel, because she has a song Angel, which was her first single as a solo artist, which is on this album, and we will talk about it. But in Angel, she says, Heaven, where's your halo? So I was like, okay, that's cute that she's mentioning like the halo and the angel. And of course, you know, anytime I hear Halo and her saying Halo, you know, her son's name is Halo, so I just think that's super cute. And then I was something else that I wrote down. One thing about Halle, like in this song specifically, I was like, it's giving very clatchet, a little classy, a little ratchet. I love it. Classy with a little hood. And yeah, we're gonna play a little bit of it, but I was like, because you know, Halle gets very sweet, very nice, but you know, she gets ghetto.
I get ghetto.
Okay. I was saying this song reminded me of something. I was trying to think what it reminded me of. I haven't put my finger on it yet, but I will. Another thing that I wrote down, the ending. And that's why I said it gives clatchet, because we got like the turn up, but then the ending has this like classical piano. And one thing about Halle, she gives good instrumentation when it comes to her music. There's another song on here that has the guitar on it, and it is so good. I'm trying to remember which song it was, but throughout her music, she has good instrumentation on that album, on her songs, and I love that. But I want to go to the end when the piano plays out the song. Yeah, I love that. Like to go to like the upbeat into this like piano fade out. A music girl through and through. I feel like this album was very experimental. Like she played with a lot of themes and a lot of sounds, and you gotta really like grasp what she's trying to give. But stuff like this I really appreciate, because I appreciate the upbeat going into like this like classical piano. I think that's super cool. And next we're gonna get into his type. His type is cool. I think it was giving like a Solange type of production. Like the production was giving me Solange. And if you know, you know. If you know Solange music, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna play a little bit of it, but it was giving that. Like, it's giving me Solange. And if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, just listening to it gives me a Solange vibe. And basically in this song she's saying, if you got a man that loves you, you will feel it, and you will feel that you are his type. Simple as that. Yeah, I thought it was a cute song. Next we're gonna get into Heaven. And basically what I wrote down for Heaven, one line that I wrote down is, she said, send me straight to heaven, I can die in your arms. And I would say while I was listening to the album, the first half of the album, because then when we get to the interlude 2, she goes into like, who was that bitch in Miami, you know? So before we get into interlude 2, she's talking about her like being on good terms, being happy. He loves her, he's treating her good, that's my type, I'm his type. And then when we get past interlude 2, she's getting into more of like the heartbreak and what could have been. So we saw like 2 halves of, you know, the album. But yeah, Heaven was cool. At a first listen, I didn't really care for it, but that was, you know, the one line that I wrote down. So yeah, next we get into interlude 2. I wrote down, I only got to know one side of you. This other side, I never knew. He's not nice like you. So when I heard that, I was like, yeah. You know, we got that switch, you know? The first half of like being in love and being happy, and that switch to like, okay, now I'm hurt, now it's heartbreak. So yeah, then we get into Alone, which is featuring Mariah the Scientist. And I was like, this is the perfect person to be on a song called Alone. Mariah, because she should be alone. She needs to leave Young Thug alone and be alone. And I will say with this song, I like the chorus. The key that the chorus is in, I really enjoy. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of it. Like, I love that key. Like, I love the key, because Halle's voice is just so smooth and it moves so smoothly. That's why her and Chloe was just like a great match with singing, because their voice just worked so well together. And now we get into the singles. So before the album came out, Halle released 5 singles. So how many songs we have in total? We have 15 songs in total, and 5 of them were singles, which I was like, kudos to Halle for dropping 5 singles. Like that, a lot of the girls don't do that anymore. They don't be dropping singles. Like, that is something that they did 80s, 90s, early 2000s. They would drop singles and singles and singles before you got the whole album. So the fact that we got 5 singles from Halle, and now we're getting the album, because her first single dropped in 2023, and that was Angel. I remember that because I did the review in Dubai, because I was in Dubai for my 30th birthday, and I'll link that video up here in the cards. I did a review to all of her singles, so I will link those throughout the video. And I remember that was 2023. So your first single dropped in 2023, and now we're getting your first album in 2025. You see what I mean? Like, that long trajectory. So I was like, all right, that anticipation of when the album's gonna come out, it was like, yeah. But yeah, so like I said, we're gonna get into the single Back and Forth, which I love. Like, the singles that she dropped, minus In Your Hands, I think out of all the 5 singles, so the singles that she dropped was Back and Forth, Brave Face, In Your Hands, Angel, and Because I Love You. So out of those 5 singles, I would say In Your Hands is my least favorite, but the other 4 are bops. Like, she dropped some really good singles. So I'm gonna give her 10s for that, for her and her team for picking the right singles. To me, I feel like Brave Face, Back and Forth, Angel, and Because I Love You are the best songs on the album. The other songs, I thought they were cool, but there were some songs that I glazed over or I skipped. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Doesn't hurt. Back and forth. Plain and simple. Let's not go back and forth. Like, let's not do this. If we gotta go back and forth, let's just shut the door on it, because it's a chop. I love back and forth. Like, that is a bop, okay? Then going into another bop, Brave Face. I love Brave Face. Like, that's what I'm saying. Those 4 singles are bops. Like, they put their foot in them 4 singles, and that's the best songs on the album. No shade. I love this song. Like, you can hear the pain in her voice. I feel so tired. Like, the shaking in her voice, like you could hear it. I love this song. Just cover up the pain. Can't read between the lines. I put on my blush in a rush, cause I'm flush. That's how I put my Brave Face. So, oh my god, no. When I say I love this song, I remember when it dropped, I was like so catchy, and just her talking about like step 1, like the conceal it and hide it from you, like the connection to like makeup, but then the connection to like covering up and trying to hide from like a bad relationship. I was just like so brilliant, like such a bop. The chorus is so good. Like, that's step 1, step 2, all that fire. And then of course one of my favorite, I'm gonna keep saying it, my favorite part is the end of it, the note at the end. We gonna play it. Of course we have to play it. No, that gets me every time. Halle, she ate that. And then we get into, of course, her song with Chloe, Feel Again. And with Feel Again, it gives a quintessential Chloe and Halle song. Like, I love hearing them together. I love when they're on a song together, and it just gives all the feels. And it was funny because I was like, you know, Chloe, you know, we see Chloe and Halle, but it was nice. It was cool to see Halle and Chloe instead, because, you know, it's Halle's album. But I was like, we love that. But basically on the song, they're talking about, after all the hurt, I want to feel again. Like, simple as that. After all the hurt, I just want to feel again. I don't want to feel no hurt anymore. I just want to feel. I want to feel better. I want to feel something. You know, I don't want to feel numb. So yeah, pretty much what I got from my first listen. I will definitely give the album another listen, but for my first listen, that's what I got, you know? Then we have In Your Hands, which is another single. Like I said, out of all the singles that she dropped, In Your Hands is probably my least favorite. But the one thing that I wrote down, she says, after me, you'll never fall in love again. And that line just cuts. Like, you will never fall in love again after me. Like, you don't even know what you had. You're never gonna find another girl like me, and you will never fall in love after me. Like, that line is so fire. That's the one line that I connect to. But not saying that In Your Hands is bad, because it's not a bad song. But yes, and next we get into No Warning featuring h.e.r. I literally wrote no notes down because I have nothing to say about the song. This is one of the songs that I was just like I said, I'll give the album another listen, but this is my initial thoughts, okay? So yeah, next we have Bite Your Lip. Bite Your Lip again. I didn't really care for. The one thing that I did write down was, don't bite your lip, bite mine. And I was just like, okay, that's kind of sexy. Like, don't bite your lip, bite mine. You know, that's what I wrote down. But other than that, I was just like, I didn't really care for it, you know? But we ended off on a positive because we're ending off with 2 more singles. We have Angel. Angel. This was her first single as a solo artist. Black girl here with the black girl with the black girl here. No, this is I'm telling you, the single Angel, Because I Love You, Brave Face, and Back and Forth saved this album for me. What I liked was a lot of tie-ins, because then she said Heaven Knows, and you know she has a song called Heaven, and then she's saying Heaven, Where's Your Halo? And You Know About Me, she's talking about I'm not an angel, but this halo gives you wings. You know, it's a lot of tiebacks, and that's what I do also. I do like. Black girl here, black girl with the black girl here. Abba. And now the last song on the album, Because I Love You, another single, another bop. The beat of this is so good. I just love how it goes from this into like the beat change and the beat drop. I got drunk the other day, was a birthday party. Fire. And I love that she ended the album with Because I Love You. Like, because all of this is because I love you. But yeah, y'all, that is Halle's first album. Love? Or something like it. I love the title as well. Like, the title eats, because love or something like it. Because it's like, what was this? Was it love? Like, I enjoy the title. The title is The Sounds of New York. The girls are outside. Okay, but yes, I think that the title is a key. Overall, I'm happy that Halle has dropped her first album. I'm happy that she has gotten out all of her feelings and the things that she wanted to say. I love when the girls get to talk and express themselves. And I think her artistry is beautiful. Like I said, I love her voice, and I love the instrumentations and things that she uses and plays and all of that. Like, I think she is a great artist. And you guys heard my feelings. You heard the songs that I love, the songs that I like, the songs that I skipped or that I thought were okay. I said it all throughout the video, so I don't have to say anything else. Comment down below, let me know what you think of the album. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel to see more. Follow me on my social medias at Bria Van Kooten and at Bria Loves Music. Go check out my previous videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, deuces.